Primary and secondary teacher unions have banded together in an unprecedented step to battle the government over a proposal to change the way schools are funded. The Educational Institute and the PPTA today announced they'll hold 50 joint meetings around the country next month for their 60,000 plus teacher members. Those meetings are likely to disrupt classes as schools will probably need to start late or finish early while they're being held. Our education correspondent John Gerritsen filed this report.
The unions want a joint mandate to oppose the government's global budget suggestion that would let schools sack teachers and use the money to buy computers or hire teacher aides instead. The president of the Educational Institute, Louise Green, says the NZEI and the PPTA have never before held joint member meetings, but they're doing it now because the plan would hurt the quality of education.
There's a good chance that teachers' salaries would be traded off so that other costs can be met. And when teachers are traded off, then class sizes will go up. Curriculum choices can be restricted. There could be non-qualified teachers employed because they're cheaper, those kinds of things.
The PPTA's junior vice president, Hutt Valley teacher Jack Boyle, says teachers of subjects that attract relatively few students will be at risk.
Amongst teachers, there is very real concern that those teachers in smaller subjects will suddenly be on pretty shaky ground. So, for instance, you tend to get lower levels of student participation in subjects like music, like ICT, like the performing arts subjects, and like languages. Those subjects potentially are at risk.
The president of the Post-Primary Teachers Association, Angela Roberts, hopes the unions are not on a collision course with the government, but she says it needs to know that its plans for the funding system are a bad idea.
The opportunity for the government to make one massive mistake that is going to have repercussions right across the sector is significant, and somebody needs to stand up and tell Cabinet they're heading off in the wrong direction.
Angela Roberts says the government has indicated it will not push ahead with anything the education sector opposes, and she hopes it will stick to its word. The Education Minister, Hekia Parata, told RNZ News that might depend on what the unions are actually opposing.
As long as it's based on the actual proposals as opposed to the misrepresented ones.
Then you won't go ahead with it if the sector decides.
Well, we're still in a process, and that's what I understand we're in, and I look forward to continuing that process.
Hekia Parata says she's disappointed and surprised by the union's actions. The unions plan to hold about 50 paid union meetings around the country over a 2-week period starting on September the 5th. For Checkpoint, John Gerritsen.